Came from France. The English press said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain, and Tony Marshall scores again. Do you remember it? Do you remember them days? Do you remember when Martial used to be the future of Manchester United? And then everything that happened after it? Well, them days are about to go. Maybe, just maybe, we are seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. Or Anthony Martial is for his career. And it's the sunny shores of Turkey, possibly, or Saudi Arabia. Big report, well, I say big. People are talking big reports on Martial leaving Manchester United in January. Oh, it's all 180 from yesterday's headlines, hasn't it, Sky Sports? I'll say, and some more. But yeah, Martial is looking like there is a possible exit door for him in January. Them long days of glory and Van Gaal looking like we'd signed the best thing since sliced bread are long gone. But we could be seeing an end to the saga, finally, for Anthony Martial and us long-suffering football fans at Manchester United. Sancho deal, what's happening with that? No Timo Werner? Man United are skint. More digging into details as to why Manchester United can only afford 2 loan signings this window. I found some really interesting reading. I'd saved something on my phone a while ago and I've just found it again. Forgot to read through it. I'm going to read some of it to you guys in a bit. It's really interesting as to why Manchester United are in the predicament they are now. So yeah, do stay tuned for that one. But yeah, loads going on. Possible outings again in the youth team section for Manchester United. We want to talk about that. And obviously, get your thoughts on this Friday night, guys. Welcome along, Forever United TV. And yeah. Oh, here we go. 1 week done with no football, and now FA Cup weekend is here. So get your thoughts in, guys. Get your thoughts on the game this coming weekend. Are you an FA Cup fan? And obviously, talk to me about anything that I bring up in the show as always. I want your thoughts on all of Manchester United's news. As always, there is a plenty in the transfer window. It's madness. It really is. But yeah, we've got to start. There's only one place to start. I wasn't going to because I thought everyone would be sick of the sound of Martial's bleeding name. I mean, I am, but there are significant reports this evening. Damesh on Sky has been talking about it. Apparently there's 2 Saudi clubs and even a bid for Anthony Martial to be leaving Manchester United, coming from Fenerbahce in Turkey for 7 million. There goes the taxi. See you later, Tony. Get out now. Why are we even waiting if this is true? Which is why I'm going to take it with a little pinch of salt and just calm a little bit. 7 million for Martial. With 5 years left on his contract, I would have took that. See you later. Cut your losses. Let's get rid of that $250,000 a week wage and actually take some money. Christ, we can actually maybe get a loan signing this window if we got rid of him for that much money. Make it happen if that is true, but is it? We don't know. But those are the reports. If there is anything in there, I mean, I'd take 4 million for Martial right now and just get him out of the door. That's how I feel about Martial. No one on this channel is unaware as to my thoughts on Martial and that type of player. I listen to Simon Jordan. I mean, Simon Jordan is just a big voice on TalkSport and they're full of it. I love the way he breaks it down from a business point of view, Simon Jordan. A lot of his points, a lot of them are just hard-hitting headlines and he always goes against everyone who's on the panel with him at the time. But he absolutely nailed it with Martial on this one. I couldn't disagree with him when he said, just get rid. He epitomises everything that has been wrong with Manchester United over the last 10 years. 100% facts right there in that statement alone. That is everything that is Martial. Joanne Landley says, take the money and run Martial out. Graham, Adam, it's a year to the day that United beat Bournemouth 3-0 and Bruno Fernandes was the first used on the right. Yeah, we're not talking about that, Graham. I remember being outside with you talking about Bruno Fernandes playing on the right. I don't like it. Give the video a like, guys, please. Let's get them likes up over 100 to start off. We love the evening shows. It's full-on interaction mode. I'm going to get loads of your comments on the show and all the topics, but there are loads of points I want to get across as well, guys. So yes, make sure you keep liking the video and obviously share the video. Sharing is caring and all of that jazz. But yeah, subscribe as well if you are tuning in for the first time. We're closing in now on 36k. We are moving along nicely, people. Onwards and upwards, as they say. So yeah, let me know what you think about Martial. Need I ask? Need I ask? If 7 million is on the table, are we accepting it or not? I mean, I keep laughing. Do you know what some people will say? It's disrespectful. I can't help it. If he went for 7 million, I'd be bouncing. I think Manchester United cannot turn this. Take the money and bleeding run right now. That's what I say with Martial. Super chats from our man Alien. Alien, I hope you're doing good. I've not heard you for ages, mate. Hope everything is okay. Hope the Stellas are stocked in the fridge, mate. FA Cup weekend, loads of games. Get Jaylene's back. We're dance the night away. I think he's lost his mojo, to be honest. It's not worth it anymore. Let me just see what else we've got in the chat here. Anyone else getting in on Martial? Let me just see. Apparently we are selling a few items on the shop now as well, guys. So I just want to say a massive thank you. Anyone who's bought anything in the shop, I just encourage people to go over and have a look before. But thank you very much. I hope you like it and let me know. And obviously make sure you do send me, if you're not following me on Instagram, why the hell not? Or Twitter. They're both in the description below. You click on them, send me any pictures of you wearing any merch. You get shout outs on the videos. I may even bring the pictures up on the video of you guys wearing it if you're okay with that and want to be part of FUTV and be on the videos. Let me know, guys. You can send me messages and whatnot. Just do that. It's a bit of fun and I really appreciate you guys getting involved in it. It's just, we wanted to look a bit more professional and we're just going with it. And you guys have taken to it. Loads of people have been bigging it up in the comments. And it's good to see. It is. It's really encouraging, and it's a massive big up for ourselves and the effort and the work that we put in behind the scenes as well, just to make the channel what it is. Onwards and upwards. I keep saying it, but that's how it feels. It's down to you guys again in every single way. I cannot describe it or get it across. I'm never able to do it, but you guys, it just means a lot. Thank you. Bob the Cat. Love that name. We're not going to improve 1% at a time. We need to improve £1 at a time from Skint. Okay. Yep, fair enough. Super chat in from DJ John T. 6-0. Hoyland hat-trick on Monday. Come on, United. Well, come on, he says, but come on, United. United. Nearly at the 100 like mark, guys. Come on, keep liking. Likey. No like. No shout out here. Ah, shit. Sorry. That's crap. I'll think of another line. I'll think of another one. Your honesty shines through, says Lee. I want Martial out. It's as simple as that. He has to go, doesn't he? His time is up at Manchester United. It was up 5 years ago. And if there's any fee at all, and he can go in January, we're not missing much, are we? That's all I will say. We're not missing much. So, yeah, I think Martial, 100%, if there is any fee involved at all, 7 million, I think that is a must for Manchester United. You've got to be taking that. If you're United right now, you're thinking he's walking away on a free in the summer. You take anything you possibly can out of this deal right now. Save yourself 6 months of $250,000 wages a week as well. It's a no-brainer. You're taking it and you're running. Make it happen, United. That's all I'll say. Dobby is free. Adam, please do a watch-along for Eintracht Frankfurt. First game tomorrow. It's a midday kickoff. I can't, my man, because I'm doing the Sunderland-Newcastle FA Cup game watch-along on top of the league. By the way, please do come and join me on that one. That should be an interesting one. If you've seen all the shenanigans that are going on off the pitch with that made-up Newcastle bar in a Sunderland stand, wow, yeah. It's going off tomorrow in that game, big time. Alien 10-0, buy one get one free on Adam's toe ticklers. No, there's none of them, Alien. Shut up. There's a reason why it was quite quiet while you was away. Yeah, we're finding out now. Alien being back in the chat is one thing. Alien being back in the chat on a Friday night, probably with his feet up, having a few beers, is another thing altogether. Appreciate the contributions as always, Pete, but yeah, steady on. They're trying to get 10 million, says Ed. United, if they balls this up now and end up not getting anything for Martial when 7 million was on the table, then we are officially the biggest laughing stock in world football. I mean, some people would call us that now, the way we're playing and the amount of money that we spent and how crap we are in the market. But if I've got 7 million on the table for Martial and we try and negotiate more and end up losing the transfer, that is everything about Manchester United right now. Some people say he'd be worth more. I mean, I have to bring in the other side of it. Some people rate Martial. It's not just my opinion, like I said. Is he worth more? I don't think anyone was expecting United to get any money. I think that's the big thing with Martial. I think everyone was expecting him just to be walking away for a free transfer in the summer. So I think this is why everyone's like, what? How much? 7 million? Yeah, then see you later. We have to accept that. Why are we even negotiating? Now, we don't know if it's true. It's just reports that are coming out. So, obviously, we're talking about speculation as usual. If anything does come up more concrete, I will bring it to you guys here on FUTV and we'll break everything down as to what has happened. So, do stay on the video all the way through, guys, as well, because, like I said, I've got that interesting read right at the end for you, just to break down exactly where Manchester United are at and how we've got ourselves in this mess that we're in right now. Over 100 likes in the room. Thank you very much, everybody. Brilliant. I'm loving the contributions. I'm loving everyone being in here. Hope you all well. Hope you all looking forward to the weekend. I love United and I've supported them all of my life, but I'm extremely sad to type this, but I genuinely have lost all hope and I feel we are mid now and gone and going to remain for many years. So we're mid-table, you mean, Pete? So we are mid-table now and going to remain there for years. I think that's what you mean. I think you've missed out table in that. Correct me if I'm wrong, buddy. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I do. I think a lot of fans are in that position now where they cannot see any light. They can't see Manchester United ever improving. It doesn't matter if Sir Jim Ratcliffe's come in. And if you didn't watch the video this morning, go watch it back when this one finishes, guys. I was just giving it the whole big rallying cry for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and what he's doing. I can see where he's trying to go with it. I can see the impression he's trying to make on the staff and everything else. And I said this morning, I said, look, words are words. We've got to do some walking as well as the talking. But Sir Jim and his team cannot walk yet because it's not official. So he's doing everything he possibly can in this period now before he actually does take official control. But an absolute humdinger of a line from James Ducker from the Telegraph today was Manchester United staff got an idea this week of what Ben Ainsley means when he talks about Radcliffe's ability to sniff out bullshit, quote unquote. After meeting the straight-talking Ineos boss, who has been more visible and open in a few days than the Glazers have in 18 years, James Ducker from the Telegraph. Nailed it. Dropped the mic right there. And no one's picking up on this. He's actually only got 25% and he's doing more work than the Glazers have ever done at Manchester United. He's been to Carrington more times in 3 days than the Glazers have in nearly 2 decades. Do you know what? That summed everything up about the Glazers for me. It's a great line, great tweet from James Ducker from the Telegraph, and I thought, you know what? I think the people will appreciate that one being read out. I think they'll all understand it and go, yeah, that is true. So one thing you cannot take away, he is doing his groundwork. He is getting everything that he can in place well he can. He's maxing out what he can do before everything obviously goes to that next level come February when he's officially announced as Manchester United's sporting control. And then we can start judging everything properly, especially with the people that he starts employing and the people that he starts letting go. So, yeah, let's wait for that one. More updates, more news. So that was the Martial. We'll bring more of that as it comes, but obviously Martial has to leave United. We have to get more concrete information on Martial before we start saying that he's definitely gone. But Sky reporting it and a few other outlets are going onto it as well online about Martial and a 7 mil bid going in from Fenerbahce. There are Saudi clubs also interested, so Martial could be on his way in January. It may not be him leaving in the summer. We could be rid of him sooner. A far difference, like I said, from what happened yesterday when Ten Hag shocked everyone in the United fan base when he said that they are negotiating with Martial as well as Rafael Varane. Everyone just went into meltdown, including myself, thinking, why are you even bringing his name up? Why didn't you just say, we're looking at Martial leaving in the summer, we're trying to help him out and moving him along? You don't have to be coy about that, Eric. I mean, everyone knows already. Unless you live behind a rock anyway, but that is the Manchester United bubble. Sometimes you actually think that they don't have a clue what's going on outside of Carrington and what people are actually writing. Well, when you listen to what I'm about to read you in a little bit, you will definitely think that there is a bubble at Manchester United. I've got an issue with the Sancho setup. I was listening to Sky before, I was listening to Damesh, and he was talking about how there is no buy option for Sancho negotiated in to this loan deal which is going to happen. Remember, it's not a done deal yet, as much as some of us are saying. It's not done yet. It's close, but there is no buy option for Dortmund, and people are saying this is probably the best for both clubs. I disagree, I'll tell you in a second, but their argument was best for both clubs because Sancho can go away. He's contracted till 2026 at Manchester United. He's 23. He may find some form. He may look good. His price may go up. And then in the summer, we might be able to sell him for more money. Or he looks like a better option for someone to come in and buy him. So that was the plus point, and that's what their sell was on it and why it's good for both parties. I kind of looked at it from the other angle myself, and I looked at it for Ten Hag's side first of all, and I thought, right, okay, so there is no buy option. So this means that if Ten Hag does do well this season, the rest of this season, is still in a job in the summer, and Sancho doesn't do well, which he hasn't done for 3 years, that's just because he's going back to a Dortmund and that yellow shirt doesn't mean he's going to find his form all of a sudden. They might not like him. He might end up being on the bench again. So if Sancho doesn't do well, that then leaves Ten Hag in the same situation he is now, having to deal with a player on a pre-season, which is even worse because it just makes everything awkward. And we're back to where we was yet again. So what message is that sending to our manager Ten Hag if the club are not giving Dortmund a buy option? How are we not negotiating that in to this contract? For me, for me, it just doesn't sit right. I think Sancho, I think there needed to be a buy option. I think United needed to back themselves in this and say, look, if he does well, there is an option to buy 35, 40 million. Let's just get this deal done. I think you get your money back, really, in terms of his contract and the value of it. You're saving a hell of a lot of wages. And it's another problem out the door with some money in the coffers for me. Because there's no guarantee Sancho is going to do well. We're just looking at this and automatically thinking because he's going back to Dortmund, he's going to start playing well again. I'm not having that. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. So I'm not fully on board with that. And I feel like there is another side to it. It's not going to be a bed full of roses and everything goes swillingly for Jadon Sancho in Dortmund. He's got to get back in the team, first of all. So, yeah, not having it, not completely convinced by that. I thought we could have done more, but at least he's gone. And it gives us that breathing space to try and maybe put something in motion for the summer. Not the end of the world, I'm not saying it is, but I would have liked to have negotiated a little bit more into that. Dobby's free. Adam Clueless Clown Murto is still in charge of negotiations. Are you at all surprised that we aren't negotiating properly? Well, again, I'm going to save that comment and bring it up with what I've got to go through towards the end of the show. So, yeah, just hang on to that one, Dobby. I do understand what you're saying, my man. Sancho is going back to a coach that got him playing well. If this don't work, nothing will. Again, no guarantees. There's no guarantees in football at all. Just because he's going where he's at his best time of his career doesn't necessarily mean Jadon Sancho from that time is going to turn up again. And that's my biggest problem with this. It is. So, not completely convinced, I'm going to be honest. Nowhere near convinced by this deal. And at the end of the day, he's still a United player. We're still going to have to deal with the same issue again in the summer. I do hope that he does refine his form, and then we have got options in the summer. And if Ten Hag isn't there, what if the new manager wants him at the club? This is all possible. These are all possibles right now for Jadon Sancho. But it is the end of the day, it is down to him and what he wants from his own career. It's decision time for Jadon Sancho, and I think he's at the end of the road now. It's sink or swim. Another story coming out. Obviously, we talked the other day about Manchester United only being able to buy in, or not even buy, but loan players in. It's like the title of the video. Even if we sell players, we can only afford to loan players in. I think there is an understanding, and I do get where they're coming from with it, that they don't want to buy in players now. They can loan in, and they should have enough to get through the rest of this season, I think. So don't waste anything now. Save it all for the summer. And I think that is probably the sensible approach. But Andy Brassell, European football expert, was talking on Sky before, and he thinks that Manchester United, there's more chance of United buying Choupo-Moting than there is Timo Werner. So it looks like Werner is off as well right now from word there. I don't know if he's got word from Germany, but that was just him talking on Sky earlier on. And it doesn't look like Werner is a possibility for United. They're looking for young loanees. Where they're going to get them from, I do not know. But on top of that, he actually said Choupo-Moting as a signing is more likely. Well, Choupo-Moting's contract runs out with Bayern Munich at the end of the season, which is why United can't loan him. But United are not looking to buy at all. That's what's come out of the football club. United are not looking to buy. So that's Werner and Choupo-Moting off. From that list that we had the other day, he had Muller on there as well. I'm looking at Muller. He's never leaving Bayern. That was just a made-up one. So there's 1, 2, 3. Scratch, scratch, scratch. None of them three are coming. The only one that was left on that list from the other day at the start of this week, when the window did officially open, is Dybala. So within a week, Manchester United have got 4 names on the list. And by the end of the week, we've negotiated our way out of all 4 of them, and we're back to the drawing board again. So we've gone from the old to the young to the prospects that we could probably pre-negotiate into a deal for the summer maybe. At the end of the day, I don't think Manchester United are looking like they've got anyone as a loan target right now. If you did have loan targets and you were looking to loan players, you would have got them early doors. I actually think Ten Hag is waiting to see how everyone comes back from injury and how Manchester United cope. I think that's what he's waiting to do. I think it might be a bit of a mistake, personally, but if you did need support up front, you would go out and get that player now. If, in fact, Martial does go, I can see us 100% going for a loanee somewhere, a lone striker, another option. Maybe with that little bit of money, Timo Werner then comes into the equation because apparently his wages are quite high. So that's why Manchester United are a little bit offish on that deal at the moment. But from what Andy Brassell was saying, it was a case of you're more likely to see Choupo-Moting going than what it would cost for a loan for Timo Werner. So break it down. Moting as an actual signing is cheaper than loaning Werner out for 6 months. So the finances just don't work for Werner, according to reports, that is. And that's why we're not going to be seeing Timo Werner come to the football club. Now, a lot of people will be happy with that. And we move on to, I think, the unknown, really. We're just waiting for someone to pop out and surprise us, I think, at this point. And, yeah, you could say it's Manchester United looking at it differently. There's no panic buying. There's not jumping right in at the deep end and just going out and grabbing someone. You could say that's a plus point. We're being careful. That's another plus point. And we're saving our money up or anything that we have got for a significant signing, possibly in the summer. So I can see all the positives out of it. I mean, Timo Werner, he's not pulling up trees. I like the work rate. I like what he would bring. I like him as an option for us. Better than quite a lot of other people that have been touted to be coming to Manchester United. But, yeah, for me, no, I'm looking at it more positively than negatively, though. We're missing out on all these players. Are we missing out? Or are Manchester United actually being sensible in all of this? That's what you got to take from all of that today and all of the new reports coming through. We've gone from all the options this week, and don't get me wrong, this will all start again next week. There'll be new targets come out on Monday that have been made up. Or not so much made up, but talks possibly going on or interests. And it will all die off again towards the back end of the week. It's every time it happens. You know what it's like in transfer windows. Always is. Not far away from the 200 like mark. Please like the video, guys. Around 700 in the room with us right now. Cheers for tuning in on this Friday night. Hopefully you're out and having a good one, or you've got plans for the weekend. Let me know what you're up to, guys, as well. I said it from the start. We will get a Crocs 35-year-old, says Adamski G. I don't think we will, actually, because United are saying they're not going to buy that older, quick fix type of striker. They want a younger loanee signing. I don't know where they're going to get a young loanee signing from, personally. I don't want permanent deals till the football people are in place, says Compost Smith. Totally agree with that. I think that is a sensible look on it. Bring back Alvaro Fernandez. I can actually move on to that now, Leo, actually, because Manchester United are reportedly looking to bring back Alvaro Fernandez from his loan at Granada. Benfica are actually interested in signing him permanently. I have talked about this deal before. I sort of use this in a João Neves sort of sweetener. If Benfica want João Neves, then maybe we can... if Benfica want Alvaro Fernandez, maybe we could sweeten him up for João Neves. Try and be clever in our transfer market again. You don't know. Maybe, but yeah, they are the reports that Alvaro Fernandez's loan period at Granada could be cut short, could be terminated because Benfica are interested, or the fact that Manchester United really have seen sense and thought, you know what, we really shouldn't have bought Reguilon in. We should have maybe just used Alvaro Fernandez in the first place as our backup, and then we might have found talent. This is what I was saying the other day with the blockers. Let these young players take the place of the reserve players or the next in or the fringe players. Let them be the ones coming through. Because that's how you find these players sometimes. That's how you find out what they're made of. They come into the team and they shine. You just don't know. Look at Menu. Look at Garnacho. Look at these players. They get that opportunity and some of them shine. Some don't, but you can nurture them a little bit more. You can control their expectations. You can control their enthusiasm while they're at the football club. When they're out on loan, you just don't know what's happening. And half the time, this is where, without a director of football, Manchester United have struggled. All of the young players that go out on loan don't go out to the right clubs. They end up just disappearing. And that's why we never get any value from our players. Like Chelsea always seem to make value out of their youth squad. They run it better and they've got people in place that actually know what they're doing when it comes to that youth team. And they've got people in place that actually know how to make money when it comes to selling players. Ed Barnett, I did see that news about Charlie McNeil as well being brought back. I'm still not convinced by Charlie McNeil. Definitely not a first team player yet anyway. He may surprise me, you never know, but still raw, still not fully developed, and still needs time out on loan for me. I don't know why we would bring him back unless we had another option for him, somewhere else to send him out on loan. I think that can be the only reason, personally. Let me just check on some of the other messages that are in the chat right now. It's all just rumours about all these targets. Stop being gullible. Not gullible, mate. We're actually getting excited about Martial leaving. That is a natural emotion for these fan base, for me especially. Jadon Sancho is leaving. I don't know what else you're going on about there, Paul. I don't know if you're putting a damper on the Friday night, my friend. What you're trying to do. But yeah. Anything can happen with Manchester United. We're talking about speculation, yes. We have said that. We're talking about stories. We're talking about what people are reporting. At the end of the day, we know all of this has to happen, and we're having a bit of a group discussion about it. So if you want to dampen it, go ahead. I don't think it'll work that much, but again, like I always say on this show, everyone's opinions are welcome. And yeah, if you're not sold by it, don't worry. That's your opinion. I totally respect it. I totally understand it. It's not like anything that this football club has given us any encouragement at all recently. But yeah, I am looking at it more positively. I mean, I look at the Sir Jim Ratcliffe thing as a positive. I mean, you only have to listen to that opening statement that we said then from James Ducker about Sir Jim Ratcliffe being more visible and being around Carrington and Old Trafford more in 3 days than the Glazers have in nearly 2 decades. It's not much, Some people will say you're clutching at straws. Yeah, so what? I'm clutching at straws. But I can still look at it as a positive. I can still look at him as having the right intentions. And like I said before on the show earlier on today, we'll see what will happen when they come in and everything is official. We will see then. So, yeah, we'll take it from there. And that's the next stage. Adobe's Free says, I'm very pessimistic about the Rat deal. I don't know how it's going to fix the stadium, renovate Carrington and invest in the team, all on owning 25% of the club. Sporting Control does have influence and power over the stadium. But like you said, Dobie, how he does it, we are never going to know until... Well, we might know when he's actually in charge. There may be plans that come out that we can see, but we're not going to know right now, at least for the foreseeable. So, again, I just put that one on the back burner, and that's in the section of questions which Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Sir David Brailsford, any representative of Ineos is going to have to answer eventually, because every United fan wants to know what's going to happen with the stadium and the infrastructure of the football club. It is a big, big thing for this fan base. So, yeah, I think hopefully we'll get them questions answered as well when everything kicks into gear. If Varane goes to Bayern, can we get Kane on loan? Leo, what are you drinking, my friend? I need some right now. Just had a notification of Fabrizio, Chelsea trio out. I don't know what that means. Daz, you're going to have to elaborate on that a little bit, but I need to know more information. I'd be more excited about Rashford leaving, says Christopher. I mean, nah. Rashford would fetch money, obviously, but I feel like Martial is one that's just been lingering around for absolutely forever and a bleeding day and just is 5 years too late. But we can still celebrate Manchester United doing some decent business if it comes off. I do believe that it is just news at the moment, nothing concrete. I've not read anything that convinces me totally, but if in fact they are just rumours that there is a possibility he could be leaving, then that's got to be a positive for Manchester United. It has. Adam, doesn't the Rats have to buy the club in the next 18 months? If not, the Glazers can buy his shares back at an agreed price. No, it's not necessarily that. There is a bit more detail to that one, Dobie. You're going to ruin your weekend with all the negativity, mate. Calm down and stop thinking of the bad stuff. You have to let one of the cleverest businessmen around do his thing. He's not going to let the Glazers walk all over him. I know what you're saying, but there is another clause within that where Sir Jim can also counter if they try to come in and sell back at that. So the way it is, if they come back and say we can buy him back at the same price, and that's a must, then Sir Jim Ratcliffe can come back and offer more if he wants to. So he's securing himself a little bit there. But there is also another clause where the Glazers have to offer up another 9% as well for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. It's very, very complex and very complicated. It's beyond my knowledge of how business works, and especially football finance. But I just look at the history of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and know that he isn't going to be taken to the cleaners. And if he makes anything at United in his first couple of years, he's definitely not going to relinquish it. He definitely isn't. So you have to look at the character and just say, right, that's where I'm holding my confidence that he can be the one that eventually outs the Glazers. But I do understand the other side of it. Well, the Glazers are still there. Everyone is going to be very, very pessimistic about what is going on at Manchester United. I get it. I totally understand it, everyone. I do. But if there is 25% of this club that is telling the Glazers no, it's better than none of this club telling the Glazers anything. So, yeah, that's the positive I look at it. Leo J, you little superstar, my man, gifting 5 new memberships out there to the watching public. Compost Smurf, Matthew Griffin, Lewis Jackson, Lee Brown, and 1174 have taken them memberships. Welcome to the membership club, my friends. Hope you have a fantastic weekend now, knowing that you are part of the awesomeness which is Forever United TV. Let's go, people. Yes, other news. There is more, yes. Let's get into it. Where are we at now? Next bit of news. We've talked about Moteng, Werner, Martial to Fenerbahce, Sancho, and that no option of a buyout or buy option for Borussia Dortmund out of the loan. Alvaro Fernandez possibly coming back, loan terminated. Manchester United maybe look at an option to sell him to Benfica. There are reports coming out that Ineos have told United that they need to be tougher on transfer negotiations as well. Stop being taken for a ride, basically. And this is all going to come into power when when Ineos take control of their sporting side of Manchester United. Again, ifs and buts, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to get into why Manchester United are in the state they are in. This is a long read, but I just want to read most of it because it's really interesting. So I'll go through it. Daz Salford, right on cue before I started reading out, mate. I was just gifted another 5 memberships out. R. Pete, Ian Elkins, Pep Dynasty, Gary Donaldson and Ed Barrett have taken them memberships. Welcome to the membership club, my friends. Brilliant to have you along, like everyone else. 10 new members tonight. And creeping up to that 300 like mark, guys. So let's keep liking the video. Over 700 in the room on a Friday night. Amazing numbers, guys. Thank you for joining us. But yes, Manchester United can only make 2 loan signings in January after fresh details of shocking overspending emerge. Manchester United have reportedly admitted that they can only compete for 2 loan signings in January due to the financial fair play regulations. Recently in December, Fan Forum Colette Roach, who is United's chief operating officer, told supporters not to expect a busy transfer window, blaming financial fair play for the issue. But according to fresh revelations made by The Athletic, in an explosive report, United are undoubtedly architects of their own downfall. There's loads of different issues through this whole article and loads of things that need bringing up. I'll go through. It's probably worth going through all of it because it is quite damning on Manchester United. Newspaper relays how much incompetence and recklessness ensured the Red Devils regularly overpaid for targets during the 2 summer windows in which Erik ten Hag has been in charge. Led by football director John Murtough, United massively overpaid for Antony, for instance. It's understood that in Ten Hag's first summer, 1 year of plans was crammed into 3 months in an effort to meet the Dutch coach's wishes in the market. Now, you guys remember when I was saying about Ten Hag and his expectations and his demands and what he expects and the role he expects to play when it comes to incomings in the football club, and now this will be a problem with Ineos. This is just a piece of it, in my opinion. I'll continue reading. As opposed to starting work on landing signings in September 2021, work was initiated in May 2022. The justification for this was that the new manager made it necessary to start afresh. The new manager made it necessary, so Ten Hag pushed on this. The Athletic states that scouts during Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign had valued Antony at 25 million internally. United resolved they wouldn't pay anything above 60 for the Brazilian winger. However, the Red Devils ended up forking out 86 million, 95 million euros guaranteed plus 5 million add-ons for the winger, who has been unable to justify his price tag and is increasingly looking like a flop with every passing game. Well, we all know that. Facts, and more facts. While Ten Hag was desperate to add Antony to his ranks, it's a fact that the final approval usually comes from above. The Athletic states those with an understanding of United's structure say several directors are involved in checks and balances during the transfer window, including Chief Executive Cliff Batte and General Counsellor Patrick Stewart, who's now Interim Chief Executive. New member as well, just in there. Lee, welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Looking sharp in that picture. Hopefully that was a good holiday, if it is a holiday, but welcome to the Members Club, Lee. Smash a like on the video, please, guys, as well, while we're at it. I'm just reading through some absolute damning report on Manchester United and why we're in the crap that we're in right now. Who is now Interim Chief Executive, which leads to a slower progress of negotiations. Joe Glazer, based in the US, adds a final layer of sign-off, trying to explain why everything is so slow for Manchester United. Too many chefs in the kitchen, basically, and then one who's across the bleeding pond, who's not even on the same time zone, who needs to be passed off who needs to pass off on any dealings that happen. Ten Hag's second summer in charge saw a similar pattern during negotiations to sign Mason Mount, Rasmus Højlund and Sofian Amrabat. Internally, the price was set for Mount as 40 million because he had only 1 year left on his Chelsea contract. But United, and it doesn't say this, but stupidly, I added that word in, went in with their first offer for Chelsea of 40 million, which they rejected. If you're going to only go up to 40 million, you don't start the bidding at bleeding 40 million. Oh my God, Murto, I swear. Chelsea received, that's the bid Chelsea received. United's bidding rose 50% to a total of 55 million plus 5 million in add-ons. But there is a positive here for United. In the full 60 million is released. If the full 60 million is released, United will be delighted, however, that they will make a 1 million payment every time Mason Mount plays 70% of games in a title-winning campaign during his 5-year contract. Well done, Murto. You actually did all right there, because under you, we have got no chance of challenging for a title ever. So that means that 5 million will never be paid. That was like, that clause is, these clauses that United throw in for add-ons are great, aren't they? It's like Tony Martial, Ballon d'Or. No, that's never going to happen. You're never going to pay that extra money for Tony Martial, are you? The Athletic relays on Højlund. Atalanta had told Højlund he could leave for 50 million, and United communicated that they would draw the line at 60. But then agreed a fee worth 72 million during all-day talks in Bergamo that lasted until 3 a.m. Atalanta had demanded 86 million for a player they signed for less than 15 million 11 months earlier. It's believed United opted to pay a hefty 8 million loan fee for Amrabat, as it was necessary to make his loan option an option rather than an obligation. So they paid 8 million loan because they didn't want to pay an actual obligation. I mean, it's funny and it's not. I can see why they've done it and why they've not, but still, just United's negotiating is coming under scrutiny here. It gets worse. Trust me, it gets worse. Already there have been suggestions that Ten Hag has already made his mind up about the Moroccan, and he will not be retained permanently as he hasn't met expectations. No shit, Sherlock. Laurie Whitwell adds that as a result of overpaying significantly for so many players, United have been pushed into the corner and can only get 2 loan deals over the line in January without violating UEFA's and FIFA's financial rules. One gifted membership from General Foodie taken up by Erica. Erica, welcome to the Members Club. And General Foodie, hello, welcome. And thank you so much for your contribution as always. Come on, guys, let's get to that 300 like mark, please. We're almost there. Well over 750 in the room with us right now. Let's see if we can push that up as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on a Friday night. I know everyone has probably got plans and family stuff and what. I don't know. You just want to sit down and talk football, don't you, really? Anthony Wisdom says, most consistently injured player in history, more like. We'd have paid that well before now with Martial. Yes, I think he's hospital bills are a big saving as well for Martial if he does go. So Manchester United, obviously with all of this that's going on that I just said, could only get 2 loan signings this window because of financial fair play rules. Internally, this is considered shocking considering the 20-time English champions registered record revenues. Yeah, all the money and no way of spending it. All the gear, no idea. United are also thought to have overpaid for Amad Diallo. Now, I knew this at the time. In 2020, this is shocking again, who had, at that point, only managed 24 minutes of senior football. So when we bought Amad, he'd had 24 minutes of senior football. So this is Manchester United's approach to buying Amad. Murto worked on a deal, flying out to Bergamo, Murto again, and then spending 2 weeks in a makeshift office in a garage as a quarantine for COVID-19 regulations. Solskjaer had given his blessing to the signing 48 hours before the announcement, having watched some video footage. Wow, on its own, wow. But he was unaware of the significant fee, which rose dramatically from when prospective buyers inquired at Atalanta earlier that year. Solskjaer initially believed Ahmad, an exciting talent, was an academy player, but realised after the move was finalised that the money involved meant he was expected soon to feature in the first team, i.e. Murto's mistake pushing onto a manager and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer proving here that he was a yes man to the hierarchy above him and was trying to make things happen for stupidity above him. Unbelievable. 300 likes in the bag. Badoosh. Thank you, everybody. Ahmad cost Manchester United 37 million for a player that had 24 minutes senior football under his belt. Ooh, baby. That is not good. That is really not good. Daz Salford with 5 gifted memberships. Sorry, Daz. I didn't mean to miss that. I'm just going to bring that back up again. When was that one, actually? Have we already said that one? Daz, where are you now? Oh, that was ages ago, wasn't it? Oh, sorry. If you've done it again, I'm sorry, mate, but it might have just come up as an old one. I think it has. Sorry, my mistake. Eric Leonard, how you doing, Eric? Hope you're well, my friend. Super chat from you. Me and you said to keep Ranić. We weren't wrong. No, I was all in on keeping Ranić. He was doing great work behind the scenes. 37 million for Ahmad. Shall we continue? We're nearly at the end. And yeah, it still gets worse. The Athletic points out that when Richard Arnold took over as CEO in February 2022, he had embarked on a campaign to determine why United had very little to show for their $1 billion investment on new players. Yeah. The result of his inquiry was that Jim Lawler and Marcel Bout, 2 long-standing chief scouts, lost their jobs. Peculiarly, that's an hard one for me. Murto, who was the main culprit, kept his role at Manchester United. It's believed that Arnold consulted Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill about who to appoint as sporting director. Ferguson recommended Dan Ashworth. An approach was made for Ashworth, but when he realised he'd be reporting to Murto rather than working as a higher superior, he pulled out of talks completely, immediately. There we go. How Murto is still in a job at Manchester United. After reading that, he's everything that is wrong with Manchester United right now. That summed it up. It's like Sir Alex Ferguson knew, David Gill knew, everybody knew. But the fact that John Murto is held in, he's got a role at Manchester United which holds him up so high above everyone else, is a reason why Manchester United were always going to fail unless someone else came in. The first thing that Ineos need to do when it comes to hiring and firing is sack John Murto. He is not fit for purpose. He is going to run this club into the ground if he has got the opportunity. He is clearly not capable of negotiating. How many times have we seen at Murto negotiations? Arnold, I think, was let go simply because of his absolute shit show of trying to deal with Mason Greenwood. I think Arnold actually had the right intentions. I thought Murto did at first, but I have been convinced and told otherwise over these last few months. And then just reading that, and I brought that article up a few weeks ago, and I forgot to bring it up on the show completely with everything that was going on. And I just wanted to just bring it up tonight. Obviously, we're in the window, and this is why we're in the state we're in right now, because of Manchester United's recklessness in the transfer market. It's just absolutely beyond belief of what this football club is and what we've actually been doing over these last 10 years in the transfer market and behind the scenes with everything. Adam, you're telling us all to cheer up whilst feeding us all this cod liver oil. Yeah, but mate, you are cheering up because this is about to change. This is the reason why we are where we are now. But after this month, after this January transfer window is over, the next time it comes around, it's going to be under a new regime. This is why we need to be excited. I'm reading you that because that's what it was. That's why we are where we are, and this is the last time we'll be dealing with this crap. There's no way that like I've said before many a times, Ineos can be self-sufficient in their investment with United and the sporting control unless they run the ship properly. Merso has just gone out with all the power of Manchester United in his hands and just gone and taken down everything, every little shred of reputation that United have got. And it's clear why teams and clubs laugh at United and take the mick out of us in the transfer market or any dealings at all. It's clear when you've got someone like Merso doing what he's done there, then you have to look at that and go, right, okay, there is a big chunk of blame going down on what Manchester United were doing and who they had in charge of what they were doing. It's quite clear to see. And you know what? It's shocking. It really is. It's absolutely horrendous how Manchester United have been run. But that is that. And now we're looking ahead. Let's give the video one more like, guys, before we finish up, please. And let's concentrate on being positive going forward. We've got a weekend of football. And don't forget, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. We're back tomorrow evening with another show. I'm on Top of the League tomorrow doing a watch-along. So that's the Sunderland against Newcastle FA Cup game. Sunday, well, it's full show. Morning, afternoon, and obviously we'll be talking over everything that is Wigan as well. We'll try and get some guests on this weekend and bring you a little bit of different content because that's coming next week for the Wigan game as well. So yeah, absolutely jam-packed weekend, jam-packed going into the start of next week as well. Hopefully you are all along. Make sure you do give the video a like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button as well, guys, because you're going to need the notifications coming through as to when all of the content is coming up. And I have got something actually coming up as well. Your man here, he's actually playing football himself. I am in a charity football match. Yes, back at centre-back. Here I am. Yes, I'm actually on the same team as our man Angry Ginge. So yeah, big game. Mid Wales. Somewhere in mid Wales. So if anyone is watching this now and wants to know the details or wants to come along, maybe meet me if you're anywhere near, or want a weekend out, watch me play football, maybe have a bit of a laugh. It will be funny. I've not played for a while. I'm trying to get my fitness back now, but if you guys are interested in coming along and watching or meeting up or whatever, yeah, just get your messages in, drop your comments in. I'll actually put up all the information if you're interested. But yeah, guys, it's scary, yeah. I play football again. But yeah, loads coming up, and I will be filming from there as well. So yeah, live on location with all the breaking news. That's what I bring. We do it all. We do everything, don't we? Live location, live here, watch-alongs at the stadium. Who else brings you all of that in one man? Honestly, answer that question. Actually, I'll answer it for you because you already know. No one. That's why you love this channel, and that's why you subscribe to it. So keep liking the videos, keep joining me, hit them bell notifications so you know when all of the new stuff is coming up. And I'll see you then. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. But have a great night or whatever else you're doing. And yeah, enjoy the jam.